What's
man.
good
Happy
with it?
Monday,
What's good with
everybody.
it?
What's up,
What's
everybody?
good with it?
Listen, I
What's
hope,
good?
It's a
honestly, I hope
brand
everyone's
new
having a great
day.
day. Oh, yeah, it's a brand new
It's
Having
a
a
day.
wonderful day.
beautiful morning.
Having a wonderful day. Ain't no need to be mad at nothing. You know what it is. It is what it is. Ride or die.
It was what it was.
Let's get this.
I can make it do
Let's
what it
get this
did.
troll.
That's right.
Let's get this troll
Well, so
session
that-
going.
you know, like honestly, at least for me, I can only speak for myself, right? It's not even a troll session. I don't want to do that. Shout out all 24,000 people that are in the chat right now. Too.
2,500 of y'all.
We getting things popping and
Gail,
going right now.
Hold on, real quick. Hold on.
Yeah.
Gail is a Chiefs fan for sure. Gail, I ain't seen you in a couple months, and I just wonder why you would show up for this show. I get it, but it's all love, Gail. I love you. Love you. Shout out to all 26,000 of y'all in here right now. Shout out to y'all.
That's right. I'm going to keep it a buck, though, Rod. I'm going to keep it a buck. The only person I'm not going to troll is Rod. And I'm going to tell you why. For the chat, for the people out there watching, the only reason why I'm not trolling Rod is because when the Eagles was playing in 2017 and we was together, Rod was riding with me. He was riding with me the whole way. So I refuse to let that be the vibe. I'm not gonna let it happen. Now anybody else can get all the wood you want, but guess what? Rod, I'm not gonna do it. Yeah, Paul, I'm not gonna do it. I refuse to go down that path, but Rod, I'm not gonna do it. He's my brother. I love him too much. I ain't gonna do it.
I love you too, bro. Hey, hold on.
Even though I know you were probably well, you kind of got me. You kind of got me because I remember there was a podcast he said, and then Dennis want to get on, ran his fucking mind and fuck all. I ain't doing that. But it was true. But I ain't gonna do it.
I had to wait a whole year for that one. That one was different. That was a different level.
Well deserved.
But shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Shout out to Tanya, Antoine, Christian, Steve-O, Miss Debbie, Auntie Debbie. Shout out to you. I know you. I hope. Hey, man. Hey, Niners. I'm going to tell y'all something. This is coming straight from a Niners fan, baby. It's over. It's over. It's over.
What's over?
If y'all want to believe in Kyle Shanahan,
we're starting off.
Y'all could believe in Kyle Shanahan all you want. Hey man, one thing I know: if it smells like a pig, it moves like a pig, it must be a pig. And man, three events where he is the play caller. 2 of them for sure that he is the play caller. Hey y'all, hey. As a head coach, y'all can have that, man. I'm not about to sit up here. Y'all can do what up, throwback. Y'all can sit up here and talk till you turn blue and tell me about Kyle. Who do you go get? Look, Kyle Shanahan right now is looking like Andy Reid. And right now, guess what happened to the Eagles after they let go of Andy Reid? They still ended up winning. I don't want to hear shit. Y'all acting like we won with Kyle Shanahan. Y'all miss me with that. I don't want to hear nothing about Kyle Shanahan ever again. Y'all can tell me, throwback, you know what I'm feeling. Tanya, you know how I'm feeling. Bruh, all season, I told y'all. What? Wait, I know y'all, well, Dennis, you was on the show. What did I tell you before the game started? What I had and what I was worried about?
Shanahan in this play call. You said it.
Why be mad?
Why be mad in the season? Rod said,
"Why be mad?"
If Shanahan if we make it to the Super Bowl and we lose, I'm done with Shanahan.
You know what's funny is again the person in this that have been mad about Kyle Shanahan from the get-go. I haven't said a word. I ain't said a word about Kyle Shanahan yet. But I'm saying in terms of like, oh no, well,
he's consistent.
I am.
He's consistent.
But the thing for me is this always has been with, a lot of Niners fans have been, when you talk about the Super Bowl, we were with in the Patriots, say, oh, well, that wasn't on him. He wasn't the head coach. Yeah, you're right. Oh, that wasn't on him. Like he didn't blow a 25-point lead because of the deep. Yeah, you're right. But also at the same time, it's not like he was exonerated from the guilt and blame for that Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
A lot
What do
of
you
what he
mean?
did, in terms of like part of the reason why the defense was on the field as much as they were is because the offensive play calling did not match the situation in the moment, right? And so, it's like, again, I think people feel like to an extent when you run the ball, that's like playing conservative. You can still be aggressive and run the ball. Though, like there's ways to
McCaffrey
do
was
it,
cooking them
right?
all game.
Dog, he was cooking, and so you're telling me for the third quarter, he barely gets a touch. You're telling me, I think was it through regulation? I think he had 22, 23 touches. Not enough.
Because in the third quarter, they got down
Not
in the
enough.
third quarter. Shanahan switched it up. So, oh, you know what? No, we got to throw the ball. We got to throw the ball.
That's what I'm
We
saying. Like
need more yards.
for Christian to have 22, 23 touches, that's not enough unless he was hurt, right? And like there's something that you're hiding. Him only have 22, 23 touches through regulation for 4 quarters. That's not enough. Feed that dude. And I'm saying that again in terms of obviously, like I know Christian better than anyone else on our show, right? Like if you want to give him the ball 30, 35 times, he will take the ball 30, 35 times. He wants the ball 30, 35 times. You didn't do it. And it's just like some people were saying, like, is it the Christian fumble or this and that? It's not like Kansas City played a perfect game. It wasn't like they just squeaked it out because they played perfectly and 49ers messed up. No, Kansas City had a lot of misses too. Like obviously they fumbled in the red zone. That interception that Patrick Mahomes threw was one of the more uncharacteristic Patrick Mahomes throws I've seen because he overthrew his receiver. He was open. Like and NFL wise, he was open. And he missed him.
He was just double covered.
But still, like, he was open. Like if you expect somebody to make that throw, Patrick Mahomes can make that throw. He didn't do it. So that's the thing for me where it's just like, oh yeah, well, the Niners did this and that. I was like, all right, cool. The Chiefs did too. Also, it's pretty interesting how one coach had their team ready to know and understand the overtime rules, and another one didn't.
Yeah,
I find that to be pretty interesting.
I don't know how they don't know it. I mean, anyone who watched football nowadays knows the rule. Like, how do you not know? If the fans know it, the players should definitely know it. And the mere fact that the players, admittedly on live TV, said, "I didn't know and I didn't understand." There's no, you can't come back from that.
Can I say this? Because y'all bringing that up, right?
Mm-hmm.
That lets me know how egotistical Kyle is, because he put himself in a position thinking that we're not going to get to overtime, so we're not even going to go over these overtime rules. And Kyle Shanahan is one of those dudes that says to himself, hey, I don't care what y'all say. I don't care how it looks and how it's supposed to go. At the end of the day, this is what I'm going to run no matter what. Kyle is literally the biggest. I don't know. He
gets in the way.
I really don't know the answer. Yeah. It's like I think that when people are pissed off, and when you don't want to be real with yourself, especially in this game, and you blame the defensive coordinator automatically, and you like, it makes no sense how you turn George Kittle, who I just knew he was going to have a game. You turn him into a blocker. You turn him into a blocker this entire game. I'm like,
X factor.
What? But still, like, you gave, I think George might have caught maybe 2 passes the entire game.
2 for 4, I think, maybe is what his numbers were.
Like, that's. Do you know the linebackers for Kansas City? They were some of the. They're not even they're not in pass coverage. They could have been exposed. They never did anything to expose. What up, B-Dub? They never exposed any of that. I just feel like at the end of the day, man, look, Kyle Shanahan did exactly what he was supposed to do and known to do. But he will continue to do it because until Jay York gets his head out of his own ass and wants to actually be an owner and hold his own coach accountable, he'll never hey, he'll be here for 5 more years, 10 more years. So, I mean, hey, y'all can get y'all hopes up high with this dude, be all hyped and everything. Hey man, y'all can go through that next year.
All right,
I'll
so
be
Here,
right here,
all right,
ready to just talk.
so question, Rod. When do you
Yeah.
feel as though it started? You said, all right, we're starting to crack. Like when did you know like this
mm,
ain't looking good?
First, hold on. Shout out number one. Shout out to my dad. Um,
yes.
Shout out to
appreciate you, pops. Appreciate you, pops. You know why it is what it is. Um, but we was talking during the game, and right when I saw we came out with the first 6 passes in the third quarter, deep down I was like, he's not running the ball.
this
He's
ain't
not
us.
running it. He is not even trying to run the ball. That right there is the most agonizing thing in watching sports when everybody in the world knows what you should do and you just say, nah, they're wrong. I'm right.
Kyle didn't
That's
run the ball in the big
egotistical.
game. I'm shocked. I'm telling you. I'm shocked.
Yeah. Why
I'm
are y'all shocked
shocked.
behind this?
That was
How many years
sarcasm.
does he have to? No, how many years does he have to keep showing y'all until y'all believe him? How many years?
I
This is
needed
the
one
third
game.
now.
I needed one
So
game.
y'all can keep doing this in all big games and tell me that, oh, this year Kyle got. I even said it. I admit it. I even said it. Kyle, I feel like he's gonna make the adjustments, and I feel like we gonna. Boy, did I look stupid! And I sat up there yelling and arguing with myself, like, why did I even trust the situation? I look dumb. Deep down, I'm like, you know the answer to this. This ain't nothing new. But hey,
So about what are we disagreeing with?
Yeah. What were we disagreeing with on that part?
Yeah.
Because
But
let me
shout
ask
out to
y'all this though, because
Steve-O.
we. Okay, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say shout out to Steve-O. I was with him on the Forever Fail podcast. Shout out Christian. Hey, Miss Watkins, how you doing?
Hey, mom. By the way, she was pulling
yeah,
for y'all last night
exactly.
too. So
Oh well, no. I'm with her. Oh well. Look, do I hate the way that we lost? Yes, I hate the way that we lost. Um, when you see the run game doing what it did, especially in what the last drive of the fourth overtime, and you like, yo, we are running the ball and everything. Y'all, the CMC fumble at the beginning. It was at the beginning of the game. Did it mess up a drive? Absolutely. It messed up a drive. But when we got the interception, what did that do? We didn't even capitalize off the interception. We didn't even get 3 points. And we had a short field. Like, it's certain stuff that y'all just got to look at, and y'all just don't choose. It's a lot of y'all fans that choose not to hold Kyle Shanahan accountable for these dumb moments. And y'all will find a scapegoat. Y'all use Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy, his second year in the league. I told y'all at the beginning, Dan said it as well. Y'all sat up here and y'all put all this pressure on Brock Purdy. The man threw 38 times in the game. 38 times? And you got the best running back in the league? I
hello.
can't make this up, bro. Anyway, what up, what up,
Against
Dion?
a run defense that in a lot of metrics is not very good. Right? Like that was kind of the thing that everyone's looking at. And also just throwback, just want to highlight your point too. I agree with you in terms of, not addressing the offensive line as much as the Niners should have, or again, that's we can go back to last year. Rod, what did I say? What have I said this whole time about the Niners, at least for this season? Why did I not pick them? I said because I don't think at the line of scrimmage they're good enough. Have I not said that this whole time? Did I not say that last year before they played the Eagles? I said the Eagles were better at the line of
Yeah,
scrimmage last year. So I've been saying that from the get-go. I've been saying it from the
yeah.
get-go.
No. I hear that. But ultimately, think about this, y'all. Y'all remember last year against, I think it was Dallas. Niners was playing. You remember Kyle came out. He was real pass heavy. You remember a bunch of the guys, a bunch of the vets came in and was like, yo, we need to run the ball.
Mm-hmm.
How many times do these guys have to keep stepping up there and saying to them, yo, hey man, I'm being honest. I y'all can do what y'all want to with him. I don't really care. But Kyle got maybe a year and a half before he loses that locker room. I'm just being real. They can sit up here, they can fake in front of these fans. Another thing. And everybody's yelling, talking about, oh, we about to run it back. We'll be back next year. Look,
That's
y'all.
tough.
Y'all don't even understand, man. I honestly feel, and I'm not even mad at him. Brandon Ayuk might be gone. I wouldn't be mad at it if he went and got his money. The reason why, we don't utilize him as a number one. We don't go after people.
Novak, what do you say? What do you say, Novak?
What he put?
I didn't even know anything of what he put. That's what I'm saying. Like, if Ayuk is gone, I ain't mad at him. I'm not mad at all because I saw this stuff coming. Y'all never. Granted, he had 1,400 yards. We never utilized Brandon Ayuk properly, in my opinion. I think Brandon Ayuk might be. He's a top 5 receiver. Talent wise, he's a top 5 receiver. But hey, man, we got a coach that thinks everybody needs to get the ball, and my way works better than anybody's. Yeah, see how that works, huh? It's all good. Hey, man. Oh, man. BA said, remember who got you there.
Yeah, so I just say he posted it on his IG story, and it literally was just like a blank screen, and all it said was "Don't forget what got you there," and it had like the eyes emoji next to it. And so obviously, if you're looking into it, it means giving me the ball.
Give me the ball. I want to stay.
That's what got you to the dance.
Yeah, I want to stay. You still need me.
I don't even think it's he wants to stay. It's like in that game, in terms of how the game went down and what did or didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
You got to look at it this way. So, but let's get into. We got some Patreon questions. So let's get into it. So the first one, and I know we've already kind of been talking about it, but want to just bring it up anyway. Is in terms of main question. When are we going to, and again, these are not my words, I'm reading. When are we going to address the issue that Kyle is a choker?
Okay, so whoever wrote that, pause. Good question. I'm not a Niners fan, so I'm gonna let the Niners fans handle that question.
Wise, what up, brother?
What up, man?
Wise,
what question you want me to address? I have no problem.
Wise, you all right, bro?
Hey, man.
you all right, bro?
Hey, I'm only here for a little while. I just because I don't duck smoke, so I was like, let me get in real quick. Yeah, I don't blame you.
I know you're not. I know, but Wise, I just want to say, Wise, I just want to say, bro. Hey, like in the words of Jay-Z, he was talking real greasy on them R&B records. Like,
I mean,
Chiefs platinum a million times.
I told you, like I told you on your pod, I was so confident, man. Like I just knew we was winning that one. I just knew. So I was like, you know what? I was talking greasy a lot of times, and my phone still on do not disturb because that shit. Let me see. I got like 85 text messages still I haven't gotten to yet. And it's cool because, I was talking that talk because I knew we was winning that game. But we didn't. So, it was what it was.
I just got off my plane too, Dan. I just got off mine. Ran straight home and got on because I wasn't going to duck no smoke either. I was like, hey, look, it's going to happen. Why? I don't know why people are so, hey, man. Y'all got to look at consistencies and size of people, bro. I told y'all this all year. I told y'all this. I said, if anybody, I don't care about none of this stuff all season. The main game I was worried about, and I told y'all, the person that I was worried about, it's not the talent, it's the play caller. I said this all year. What came back to bite us? Hey. Why are you mad? Yo, we mad because guess what? I'm being honest, and I'm going to be real with y'all. We look like how we was arguing when we was talking about Trey Lance. Oh, Trey is ready to start. Trey ready to go. Remember how mad we were? And I got so upset about it. deep down, we knew the answer, and it was there the whole time. So at the end of the day,
I mean,
being mad
that's a
about
fair
what
ass
is
statement.
actual, man,
That's a
look,
fair ass
you
statement.
gotta keep it a buck. I said this all year that I was not gonna be surprised by an L. Wasn't because I knew Kyle. Kyle don't step up. He's hella consistent.
Oh, Dan, really on a plane?
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I didn't even notice that.
I told
How y'all
people to
meet
go ahead
going?
and pass me. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
sitting here a while. Just go on and pass
Hey,
me.
hey, no, Dan.
I'm
Hey,
sitting here
Dan. Hey, Dan. Just so that you know,
Mm-hmm.
I got it ready for you, brother. Anytime you start cooking, just let me know. Okay? I got the Old Bay. Okay. I got the yun powder. Okay. And I got the good
would
old
like
Creole
to first
seasoning.
say, yeah, I would
Anytime you
first,
get going.
I wanna put this disclaimer out here. I wanna first say to Miss Debbie, I love you, Miss Debbie, and none of this. Let me say this. I'm sorry for your loss. Have a good night. I am so sorry for your loss, Miss Debbie. I know what it feels like to lose the Super Bowl, not 3 in a row, but I know what it feels like. And out of love and respect for Miss Debbie, because she is the only 49er fan that I feel bad for in this moment. Miss Debbie, I love you. None of this is directed towards you. As a matter of fact, if you would like to take a quick bathroom break, or if you would like to go refresh your drink, or do any of that, I would prefer that you are not around when I unleash. So if you want to take a quick break, and we'll come right on back to you, Miss Debbie.
All right, but Dan, but before you get going,
absolutely.
anytime you want me to add some Creole, onion powder, Old Bay, just let me know. Because as you're doing it, I'll be making this roux for the rest of the crew.
Hey,
Oh, I'm
good.
still listening too. I'm still listening.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
I know you're there, cuz I ain't even worried about it. I want to first say Brock Purdy had a great game. I'm not knocking Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy is a good quarterback. Brock Purdy probably will be a great quarterback for the 49ers. I'm not knocking it whatsoever. Okay. I do have a couple of people that has been talking noise all season.
Oh.
One of those people goes by the name of Deebo Samuel.
Oh.
Deebo, my boy, you had 33 yards in the Super Bowl, my boy. Another guy by the name of George Kittle. I think we saw George Kittle laughing on stage with Travis Kelce, talking about, "Oh, I want to be like you. Oh, I want to be like you." George Kittle had 4 yards. 4. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Bruh, man, fifth flow.
I remember when my guy Wise said we needed somebody to step up on defense, and that person was Chase Young. And guess what? Chase Young
Had a good game.
up.
Had a good game. Yeah.
Chase Young stepped up. Congratulations to Chase Young. I don't know where billionaire Bosa was. He was. I will say this: he was being held. He was being held on multiple plays. I'm not.
We're not gonna
about to
use
be
that as an
biased.
excuse. I
We're
don't
not-
do
we're not- we're
those.
not-
No,
we're not
we're
doing
not
that.
You weren't
doing
calling
that.
it both ways.
Exactly. We're not doing that.
Facts.
No.
I'm just saying,
I
Rod,
don't
I
never
just-
bring that up. It's no
I just-
excuse.
For the folks that want to be on here, hey, I would love to know where is Terradome at? Is Terradome with us tonight? So, as I continue down the line of people who just, was about that life and so forth and so on, that did not step up. Shout out to CMC, who did CMC things.
Big shout out to
That constantly does those things. But like we said, for the most part, these guys just don't know what they're doing. And when I'm talking about these guys, I'm talking about one person.
Name them. Name them.
And
Name him.
I believe he's the head coach by the name of Kyle Shanahan. If I knew Kyle's middle name, I'd call it out right now. Because literally, hey, my boy is the Doc Rivers of the NFL. My man
Clip
goes
this.
to teams.
Clip this. Clip
No,
this.
Dan,
Clip this.
Doesn't
Clip
win.
this.
No,
Hold
why?
up.
Let him cook,
Hold
why?
up. Dan,
Let him cook now.
You can't,
What's up, Wise?
you can't even
You
call
can't
him
call
that.
him Doc Rivers.
Doc got a ring.
Doc
Doc got a
Rivers
ring.
won.
Doc got a ring.
Doc
got a
won.
ring.
Yeah,
Doc
Doc
got a ring.
won.
So
Doc won. Anything is possible. Yeah, so you're right.
there you go. Yeah.
So as y'all can see, I'm in the airport. I'm gonna just take a seat right on over here because I don't even care about going to get the rental. I don't care about going to the hotel. We just gonna post up and we just gonna have a conversation. Hey, Wise.
I love this tonight.
Hey, Wise.
I love this.
The last time we were on here, I believe it was last Wednesday, right? I believe it was last Wednesday. And last Wednesday, it was all this talk about, oh yeah, we about to go get it done and bang bang Niner gang.
Oh, yeah.
And let's
Gang, gang.
it's time to cash in and the no more excuses.
All or
And
nothing.
I don't know who I'm gonna blame. I don't.
Was we wrong? Was we wrong to say that?
Not at all, Rod. Not at all.
Yeah,
It's just no. I'm not. It's just funny because I said on Wednesday,
Christian, you don't want me as OC.
I hope
I'm airing that bitch out.
We would get. Why I said I'm airing it out.
Wait. You're not gonna run? You're not gonna run at all?
Play me in Madden. I'm airing that bitch out. But go ahead, Dan. Go ahead.
Oh no, we don't need Kyle Shanahan.
Sounds like you're a good fit then.
Yeah, we don't need no more Kyle
Yeah.
Shanahan's.
Hey, I think Gail is on her. Shout out to Gail.
She did.
Congratulations to the Chiefs.
Yep.
Congratulations. You got a dynasty on your hands.
Absolutely.
It's gonna be ugly in the AFC for a very long time. They thought they was afraid of Tom Brady. The Chiefs may literally not let a team go to the Super Bowl for the next 10 years. So the AFC, it's going to be a lot of good quarterbacks in the AFC that never get a shot because Pat Mahomes is over there now, boy. And he's way better than Brady on so many levels.
Way
so
better.
If he was to get a defense like Tom Brady, oh my gosh, we might see 5 back to back.
What do you mean?
If
he did.
He had it this
did.
year. That's the thing that we saw what he just did.
And last year. What do you mean?
Especially this year.
I'm only just saying those things so I can hear the outcry of how good his defense is. Thank you for that.
But I had already said that. I said this.
Rock, cuz you good.
Like I was a buck.
I'm talking to the other 40 Whiner fans that are in this chat. You dig what I'm saying? Because where I want to know, where's Terradome? Where is he? I want him in this
He's
chat.
in the corner somewhere shivering. He's shivering somewhere right now.
My boy is literally
Never duck smoke, Terradome. Never duck smoke.
Dan's calling for him like Shannon Sharp at a Lakers Grizzlies game.
Wow.
Woo!
Or Mike Epps.
Right.
It's funny to me that Kyle Shanahan doesn't get no blame. He's still walking around. Nobody's calling for his head. But let Steve Wilkes had called a bad game. Steve Wilkes is the reason why we lost the Super Bowl. But nobody is saying Steve Wilkes' name. Steve Wilkes didn't,
You ain't looking at Niners. Yeah, they are. They still blaming him. They still blaming him. And I'm like, what?
Can I say this real quick? Can I say this real quick?
Go ahead. Why
I've seen way too much Wilkes blame, and I've seen way too much Moody blame in the last 24 hours. And I'm gonna tell you right now, it wasn't on them.
The dude got his kick blocked. Like,
what do you want him to do? He got his
dude bombed 2 50-yard field goals with all kind of doubt in his head after the bullshit we put him through this year.
Talk to him, Wise.
He nailed him. The record for the longest kick in a Super Bowl up until Harrison Butker then passed him in the same game. Like that's not on Jake Moody. But again, that's how you know it's a lot of people though for kickers. It's either you see the kick be made or you see the kick be missed. And because of that, there's no one, like there's only one person on the field during a field goal, right? It's just the kicker. There's not the holder, there's not the long snapper, there's not everybody else that's supposed to be holding up at the line. Like they got pushed, right? Like there's a reason, like if it's a long kick or whatever the case may be, your trajectory and your angle changes as a kicker based off where you're kicking from. But the fact is, the Chiefs got push up front. That's why they blocked the kick. They didn't block it because Jake hit it a certain wrong way.
Even though they tried to make you think that, because it didn't look like he hit it a certain way, like he made it go hella low. So,
but that's what I'm saying. So it's just like, no, I'm agreeing with you. Your point of like that's not a Jake Moody thing. Like let's not do that. And obviously, and like Wise, especially coming from you, like I know it. You're ready to blame Jake Moody when it's time to blame Jake Moody. I know it.
Pack all the Michigan players up. You know how I was gonna go.
Right. Like, but last night was not that time. Well, look, I guess we're kind of talking about this too. So another Patreon question. And obviously, like, football's
bow. Y'all some booty cheeks.
We're talking about a lot of reasons.
I hate this nigga. Like, oh my god,
a lot of reasons that's why the game the way it did. But
Dan, you gotta hit him like Ross did.
Super Bowl losing streak.
Let me ask you all this. Like, is there another like overall like?
It's literally. Oh my bad.
I was gonna say just like in terms of like a theme of the game, how it went, or maybe it's just a specific play last night. If there was something that you could change, what would it be and why?
Can't get right, Mr. Kyle Shanahan. I mean, look, I said it earlier in the game or earlier in the show. Y'all sit up, not y'all, but a lot of Niner fans are refusing. These are arguably the same Niner fans that basically cheer for Jimmy G. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it a buck.
Shout out to Mark.
Because they will refuse to hold. They will refuse to call and hold Kyle Shanahan. And I hate hearing people ask me, "Well, then who do we go and get as a coach?" I didn't like. What is it getting us? Y'all want to? That lets me know that y'all want to be relevant. Y'all can't convince me any other way that y'all rather just be relevant than to see or give another coach a shot. What's the worst right now that's gonna happen? Y'all rather lose the whole locker room for one dude? Because that's what's about to happen. Let this happen next year.
Let me
let this happen next year.
You said they about to lose the locker room, right?
Let them have to.
This locker room only got 2 seasons left in them, Rod. I'm just letting you know now.
I gave him one.
No, I'm saying the roster as constructed has 2 seasons left. After that, they gotta pay Brock, and then all that shit has to just spread out, and they're gonna have to rebuild the roster.
You gotta start paying people this year.
Yeah,
this IU got the $14 million 5th-year option. It's a lot of shit that's about to happen.
Well, but that's the thing. It's like literally yes, but at the same time, it's if you don't pay that man now, just in terms of mentally, right? The mental aspect of it, you got to start paying people this year. I
would assume with Brock, they're gonna figure out let's keep IU because I'm gonna be honest with you. After next season, they're gonna have to choose between Debo and CMC.
Not after next season. Not after next season.
They're gonna have to
looking at this. You might be looking at this season. Why?
Very well might.
But I keep saying that ain't a choice.
They gonna have a lot of turnover. They got 2 years left. After that, we rebuilding. So Kyle, he might lose his locker room, but he gonna have to have a whole new locker room, man. And here's the thing, Rod. What do I always say? Kyle is my guy. Kyle is my guy. This nigga last night. Oh my God.
He's still your guy? Is he still your guy? Keep it above. Man, is he still your guy?
Man, don't ask me that right now. Like,
don't ask me that right now. Don't ask me
that right now.
Yeah. Y'all don't want to be real about this shit.
The only people who don't get blamed for yesterday, honestly, Steve Wilkes. And Moody, like everybody else.
Jawan Jennings.
Jawan Jennings.
You right.
Jawan was about to be MVP.
On to be the MVP. Yeah,
he was about to be MVP.
Yes.
But Dan talked about how great Pat Mahomes was earlier. He was going on his Pat Mahomes rant. We'll let him get back to that. Steve Wilkes gave up 1 touchdown in regulation. 1 in the 3rd quarter, only because that motherfucker had a short field. So
only
fuck everybody going at Steve Wilkes. And you know me, I've been like, yo, Wilkes, you got to do better. Like even though we rolled with him when the whole Booth thing came up, no, Wilkes, no, no. And go ahead. I don't even remember what the question was, but
can I say this?
Go ahead.
The biggest thing that happened in the game, and we have to be real, and I was hoping that it wouldn't happen, and it ended up happening. Once Dre Greenlaw got hurt, that was it. And they exposed Olan Burks, and that man,
trash.
They cooked him. They exposed him the entire game after that.
So they did what they were supposed
to
do. They did what they were supposed to do.
Yeah, you go after a weak
link. If you got a mismatch, you go get the weak link. Like,
wait, Dan. Hold on. You just said if they got a mismatch, you go at that. Why in the hell do we have Brandon Ayuk on this team? Brandon Ayuk, go to Kansas City. Brandon Ayuk, go to Kansas City. Brandon Ayuk, go to Kansas City and be the man of this league.
On the outside,
go to Kansas City and be the man.
Yeah,
he is a bona fide number one. Shit, why not? They got the money. He's not a free agent, Rod. That's what I'm telling you. If we're gonna trade him to Kansas City, we're just gonna send him packing. I'm not signing shit with the 49ers. I can tell you that much. He really don't have an option at this point. He's on his fifth. I get what you're saying. Yeah, I know what you're saying. If he want to force a trade and go, he could do that. But
let's be real about it too. It's not like
I don't see him forcing a trade.
It's not like people in that locker room don't like Kyle Shanahan. They love Kyle. Like that locker room loves Kyle. Like we can argue and talk about what he doesn't do in certain moments. The truth of the matter is that locker room. They do. I don't know. They love him. Now the thing. Ask George Kittle that question. I think George loves him. The thing for me though, what I would argue in terms, and I'm saying this in terms of looking Niners but looking at a Niners lens, right? One thing that I would change, and I'm saying this because y'all know how big of a fan I am of his. How poorly Trent Williams played. That's one thing that I would change, right? Like, there was obviously he had the false start, had a holding call. He didn't look like Trent Williams to me. And I know, like, even before the year started, I kind of I asked the question, or I brought this up of like, when does it look like, when is that point actually going to show up for someone who plays left tackle in the NFL, right? It's not like I get LeBron's almost 40 and doing what he's doing. That's the NBA. We're talking about a left tackle in the NFL being 35, 36, and still being this elite guy. Last night was one of the first times for me where I looked at Trent and was like, you look like you're getting a little old. Like that it was, and I'm not saying that, next year he's not going to be good again or things like that. No, it was just like, I was just so shocked of how Trent Williams played. That's the thing that I would switch, because coming into this conversation tonight of, what happened for the 49ers, what went wrong, things like that. One of the players I did not think that I would have to say or bring up was Trent Williams. I did not expect that. That's fair. That's absolutely fair. Can't argue with that.
That's why everybody got to stop with the whole Bosa was getting held thing, because Trent was holding a lot, and they weren't.
And that's why, but why? That's why I don't argue with holding. I don't make excuses. Like I hate that, because it's both ways. Like y'all gotta look at this play. Kansas City can pull out 4 or 5 plays where they got held. Fred Warner got held. He got tackled. Fred Warner got tackled on one play. You think that for 1 second that it don't happen on the opposite side? Like, this stuff happens. Stop using excuse. We lost. Y'all literally don't want to sit up here and hold Kyle Shanahan, sorry ho ass, accountable. And I'm tired of y'all sitting up here scapegoating everybody except him. You put too much pressure on Brock Purdy, a kid who didn't even have an offseason. He had to get straight up, his elbow and everything prepared, and nobody held Kyle to the flame except me, because I saw this. This is trash, bro. We got this for the next 5 years.
Yeah, he didn't have to stay as long as he did, but I I liked how Brock handled the presser after the game.
Hey, one thing real quick too. By the way, throwback. That's Stanford graduate Justin Reed. So shout out him, my former teammate, getting his second ring now.
Replace that E with I.
Yeah, replace the E with the I. But no,
Yeah.
shout out to him getting the second ring. That's my dude. Real awesome person. Obviously, Niner fans, you know his brother Eric Reed, right? That's his older brother. So I'll shout out to him.
Oh, throwback, and now all of a sudden he ain't feeling good. He don't feel good now. All of a sudden,
Don't none of us feel good, but I ain't
do.
ducking
Y'all,
smoke.
hey,
Yeah,
I
ain't
do.
ducking.
I
They
feel
say-
great.
you can
I
be
feel
anywhere in the
great.
world.
I don't,
but
but
you're here
That
with me.
shit,
I'm here. So
man, damn that. 2019 got my heart. I no more of that.
Nah,
They didn't know me. I'm done with that.
this
Y'all
one
can
hurt
have that.
more. This
And
one
my
hurt
dad
more.
is in this chat somewhere. And my pops will tell you, literally right after the game, I was straight. And I was ready to go right back to like life was, man, y'all can have that.
Nah.
Some things are just consistent, man. And y'all just don't want to look at the consistencies in big games with Kyle Shanahan. Y'all can still fake in front. No, we got the best roster in the league and all this. And I don't want to hear that shit no more. I don't want to hear none of that shit no more. Y'all miss me with
Shit was
this, all that. Miss me. At the end of the day, the main person that y'all choose to sit up here and not hold accountable is Kyle Shanahan. Period. Point blank. I don't care. I do not care. Y'all can hold everybody else except Kyle Shanahan, the main person that calls the plays. Don't want to run 6 straight passes? Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right.
I'm not gonna say that was a game right there, but
Yeah,
I didn't
all right.
understand that. Like I
Of
didn't
course.
understand that
That's
coming
crazy.
out of half. I didn't understand that. I didn't understand that, and I only say that Brock wasn't even cooking like that right now. Like at that point, like,
Nope.
he
Nope.
wasn't even really cooking like that. So
Nope.
I didn't understand that. Like
The thing for me, did y'all feel this way? I'm curious, just from a Niners fan standpoint.
Mhm.
When it was 10-3 at halftime, right? With how bad and how poorly Kansas City looked on offense, wasn't there part of you that was just like, "Uh-oh, this should
I
be
said it.
more in control"? Because like
I
I
said
even said,
it.
like I was watching the game with one of my friends over here. I was like, "Look," I said, "Kansas City gets a field goal right here before half, they're fine because they're going to get the ball to start the second half. Everything's going to be good." So
One
when they
score
threw
game.
the pick, that's when I was just like, "Okay, now
Uh-oh.
it's right?"
Kind of
Like,
looks familiar what we did to Philly, right?
mm,
Mm-hmm.
Remember how we was talking about how we was so comfortable after we only gave up 2
they
field
only
goals
got the
and we
field
was like,
goals. Yeah,
oh, we
man.
still in this game. It's the
Yep.
same thing. I
Yep.
agree. Keep going. Carry on.
Oh no, I'm agreeing with you. It's just like so, and then so once I just sat here. I was sitting here like when they got the interception. It's like, okay, here comes the dagger. Here's going to be the gut punch that San Francisco gets, and then Kansas City still hasn't figured some things out yet offensively. Here it comes, and it didn't happen. And like for me, that's what I was like. Okay, this is a little off, right? Like that was that was one of those things for me. I said it was that moment. Those were the 2 big moments for me in the game where it's San Francisco. Y'all ain't really trying to put this one away. Like I have no problem throwing the ball on the first play after turnover, right? I am always the biggest proponent of, oh, you got a turnover and you're in a certain part of the field. Time to take a shot. It's time to take a shot.
Yeah.
If you don't get it,
Yeah.
okay, let's get back to what got you to the dance. Run the ball to 23. Give 23 to football, and you didn't do it.
Hello.
this
Period, point blank.
this goes back to a thing I heard. A wise man once told me this.
Probably me.
It very well may be possible. If you gonna kill a nigga, you better make sure he's dead. And that's
Mom,
what
I didn't say
do.
that one. I promise.
Yeah,
I didn't say that.
Yeah, that's what we did. You can't win the fucking Super Bowl against Pat Mahomes kicking field goals. You can't.
It can't be a 1-score game that late in the game either. That is you
Dennis,
can't do that.
You gotta
We know.
score touchdowns. Like
We know.
I tweeted it out and I said, we giving the Chiefs too many chances. We giving them too many. I watched this.
We could have lapped them.
And I said this.
Yeah.
I said, wait, we up 10. I promise you, I sat there and I said, oh, here it go. Here we go. And the runner-up is again Kyle Shanahan.
Always the bridesmaid, never the bride.
Never.
Well,
Always the side chick.
mhm.
Never get a ring.
Well, here's part of it now. Welcome. Obviously Eagles.
I ain't mad.
For the Eagles, he's already been
I
here.
ain't mad.
Dan with the
Yeah.
Rams, he's already been here. Me with the Falcons, I've already been here. Niners fans, welcome to the offseason. And
Heck yeah.
part of that is you got to decide who are you going to pay. So here's just a list of a couple of people. Again, this is another Patreon question. Here's just a list of some prominent 49er free agents, right? That are due to get paid this offseason.
Tell you,
Yeah,
buddy.
Young, Deshaun Gibson, Feliciano, Javon
Nope.
Kinlaw,
Nope.
Warren Burks, Cleveland Farrell, Randy
Nope.
Gregory, Givens,
Farrell, maybe.
Ross Willie, Charlie Werner, Logan Ryan, Chris Conley, who I would argue too was having an MVP type of Super Bowl game for a while.
Special teams.
But still, and on off, he had a big third down play too. So even on that list, like some of the names that you hear, who is or what would be some of the names? Like if you just gave me two names off of that list, who are you keeping?
Jawan Jennings. Is he on the list?
Bingo.
He wasn't on the list, but I got you.
I think he's restricted. So Jawan Jennings is a must.
Is
Are you
Jawan
Farrell?
is Jawan restricted or is he free?
I think he's restricted.
Might be restricted. Let me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look it up.
But
I
Farrell,
feel like this year he's an unrestricted.
nah, he got a weird deal because the way his first season or whatever played out, it's some shit. Farrell maybe try to resign him, but everybody else can go.
Everybody can go. Everybody can be replaced. All of them cats can be replaced.
We need honestly,
Yeah, Jawan's restricted, by the way.
we need a Rams
Yeah.
draft. Like we need a Rams draft.
Hey,
They
facts,
gotta address
facts
the line.
wise.
We need a Rams draft. And man, this shit is.
If you don't address the line, we in trouble.
Oh, they
I'm gonna
have
let
to.
y'all in on a little secret. I just want to let y'all, because I know y'all need to address the line, and we're doing the same thing still to this day. We still addressing the line. We're gonna do it in this year's draft too. But what the Rams are doing, and I'm letting you know right now, we are copying the recipe of what the Chiefs are doing in the NFC. So how they are paying a couple of people on defense, all their money is going to offense. All of their money is legitimately going to offense. They just had great drafts, which is why they still have so many good players on defense that are still able to be under contract, right? But eventually that time is going to run out because they're going to have to pay those guys or they're going to leave. So what we're going to do in this draft, I'm letting you know right now, we're going to draft heavy on defense, corners, safety, edge, linebacker, and offensive line. We legit don't need no receivers. We don't need no running backs. We don't need no tight ends. And hopefully maybe we draft a quarterback to sit behind Matt. But other than that, like we're going defense heavy. And the point of that is they want to get good defensive players that we can have for 45 years and not have to pay them and go and chase a Super Bowl, similar to what Pat Mahomes is doing. The only person that they really paying on that defense is Chris Jones, and that is about to change. So if you got a great quarterback, and there's in the league, and to me, I believe Brock Purdy is a great quarterback. I have nothing to say about the kid. I have nothing to say about the kid. He came back from elbow injury. He took his team all the way to the Super Bowl. Everybody doubted him, including myself. Not everybody. Some 49er fans was rocking with him, but some 49ers fans wasn't. So, oh yeah, we're going to the Super Bowl next year. We'll be playing the Rams. We'll be playing the Chiefs next year.
You ain't beating the Falcons. You ain't beating the Falcons.
Oh shit, boy!
You ain't beating the Falcons. By the way, speaking of, because you're talking about the secondary, I know y'all had that one safety. I forget what his name is off the top of my head, but if he wants to follow Raheem Morris on his way to Atlanta, come on through.
Johnson III will be in Atlanta, but he's old. Jordan Fuller ain't coming unless
Jordan Fuller.
Pay.
That's his name. That's him.
I know who you was talking about. And if they're gonna pay him, then Jordan, go get that money. Go get that check. We'll replace him in the draft. We'll replace him in the draft. So that's my thing. Like, and Atlanta, y'all got a debt to pay. Y'all got to pay all them black churches for building that dome on top of their land and stuff. So don't
You're
even
not
get me started
wrong.
on them.
You're not
Don't
wrong.
even get me started on them. So that's literally what we're doing as the Rams organization. I've been watching the moves, I've been seeing what they're doing, and I'm telling y'all, we are imitating the Chiefs. And let it be known here first, because this is our cadence. The Rams will be in the Super Bowl next year. We'll probably be facing the Chiefs, and hopefully we can conquer Mahomes Mountain, because
I agree. Throwback.
it's a tough task. So, yeah, but no. The 49ers, like, I agree with Wise. They got about a couple of seasons with this current roster to see what it's gonna do. But I can promise you this: if Kyle Shanahan is your head coach for these next 2 seasons, you can forget about the window. The window gonna close. You can forget about it. Kyle Shanahan, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, 49er fans, but you have to get in your head, there's some coaches that are really good, but they can't take you over the top. I saw Marty Schottenheimer get fired from a Chargers team, and my man was 14-2.
Talk about it.
Fired. So sometimes you just are not gonna find. You dig what I'm saying? Some coaches are just not going to take you over the top. They're really good. They could take you there. They could take you to the big games. Marty Schottenheimer did that for the Chargers. He was the best coach they've had since, obviously. But when you can't take a team over the hump, you got to move on and see if you can find somebody that can. And that's just the reality of what the 49ers are facing.
Go on.
I was gonna say, just a question. Was there not someone in this panel that said earlier, like, what might be best for Kyle in his career is actually to go somewhere else or get fired? And the reason why is not because I don't think he's a good coach. It's because sometimes when you get that pink slip, that's your biggest eye opener. That's the biggest one you can get, right? Like, again, you look at it this way. Andy Reid was a good coach in Philly, wasn't he?
Yeah, great coach.
But he couldn't get over the top. Right, but like, what might have been the best thing for him? They moved on from him, so he had to rethink and go to a different place. And it just feels like, for me, because it's not like there are different things that have come up with Kyle Shanahan while the Niners haven't won. A lot of it is we're still saying the same stuff year after year after year. So my thing is, if you have this cushion of I'm just going to be here because, hey, let's be real. The Niners are always going to be a Super Bowl contender. Team's that good. He's a good play designer. Like we all get that.
Yeah, so, designer. We agree. Designer. Like, let's say that, people. He's a great designer.
So, but the thing for me is just that if they're like, look, Kyle's going to be around for as long as Kyle wants to be around. Let's call a spade about that. But because of that,
that's fair.
That's a fact.
If you don't have this pressure though of going somewhere else, like yes, to your point, Rod, I agree with you. Like it shouldn't be a whole thing of, well, every other team would want to hire him if he left. Like, yes, that's true, but every team's not the Niners.
Exactly.
So that doesn't matter. Every team's not the Niners.
It doesn't matter.
But I promise you, like if he were to get fired, or he was to go somewhere else, and you have to have this time to rethink, like, man, maybe I should handle this differently. I should have handled that differently. He doesn't have to do that right now because he knows he's not going anywhere. But I said that months ago. The best thing that could happen for Kyle Shanahan in his career is if he goes somewhere other than San Francisco. And that's the reason why.
And that might be the play. That might be the play. He might be on the Andy Reid shit.
He might win it somewhere else.
Right. Let me just add this real quick, Rod. Let me just add this real quick.
Yeah.
You talked about play designer, right?
Designer.
Right. This is gonna go to where I'm at with Kyle right now. And Dan might even be able to tap in on this a little bit too. Early on in McVay's tenure with the Rams, he was a primary play caller. Didn't hire an OC. Wouldn't hire an OC. When he hired the OC, he still called the plays, but he had an OC and he won the Super Bowl.
Talk about it.
Kyle is refusing to hire
you know who that was, by the way, Wise? Just why you said that? It was Matt LaFleur, who's in Green Bay now. But go ahead, Wise.
Right. Mm-hmm. And I'm not even saying you can't call the plays, but as a head coach, you got more on your plate than just
a
the
lot
offense.
going on.
I've been said that.
You need to hire an OC, and I'm gonna just tell y'all right now. If we go into next season
Jimmy,
and we
you
don't
gotta
have
relax,
an OC,
G.
don't ask me no shit about Kyle. Don't ask me no shit about Kyle. He needs to hire an OC. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I'll call Eric Bieniemy real quick and be like, "Yo, what you doing, my guy?" Like,
hello.
You just
Two
help.
two black coordinator coaches. It's not gonna happen over there. Not gonna happen. You're at one max. You're at one.
Hey,
like to your point, Wise, it's like even for I would ask him this, too, of like, look at some of the last coaching rounds and like coaching hires that have happened. Even when Mike McDaniel went to Miami, like I'm going that far back. Everybody keeps trying to poach something or someone away from Kyle Shanahan's system. Now, why is that? It's not because if you were just a casual thinker, it's Kyle Shanahan calls the plays, so I don't know why you think you're going to get him, and you take this other person away from him, and you're going to get Kyle Shanahan. Yes, no, that's not it. Obviously, there's something there in terms of their knowledge and their mindset. Why you want them? There's a reason why Clint Kubiak is going somewhere else. There's a reason why. Like I said, Mike McDaniel got his job in I wish he wasn't in New Orleans. There's a reason why Mike McDaniel got his head coaching job. Like those dudes
Bobby Slowick.
Bobby Slowick in Houston.
Yes.
And for a lot of those guys, their title in San Francisco was not offensive coordinator.
And
it wasn't.
That right there could be the reason why he ain't gonna win no Super Bowl.
And I'm agreeing with you. Like the thing
they
for me is
they could have all been successful in the position.
Sure. But that's the thing. Because like even for me, I think Arthur Smith is actually going to be okay in Pittsburgh. The reason why I think that is because, well, guess what? You just got the biggest slap in the face you possibly could get. You got fired. You had to rethink some things now. You couldn't do the same thing, and Steve, you're right about Adam Peters, but obviously he was in the front office, not more so. I'm talking more so specifically about, offense and play calling and things of that nature. But Arthur Smith got fired. So you've got to kind of turn your thought process around on things, right? To where now you might be a little bit more open. Because if you look at the staff that we had in Atlanta, even though we had a by title offensive coordinator, we didn't have an offensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it feels like in San Francisco. It's like if I were to even ask y'all, or if I were to ask like any 49ers fan, if I were to ask them who the offensive coordinator is for the 49ers, I think the majority of people would not have an answer for that.
We don't have one. It's Kyle Shanahan.
We don't have one. It's Kyle Shanahan.
That's my point.
It's Kyle Shanahan.
That's my point. Where it's just like, okay, who is that? Like, who is that person that will, and again, in those big moments where it's, hey, you got to be a head coach, thinking about the clock decisions, not necessarily the X's and O's. Who's the person that can step in and kind of, walk through or talk to you about a play call or play sequence? You don't have that. Even though you had but my point was they've had guys capable enough and smart enough in that room to do so, right? And obviously the rest of the league has seen that and noticed it. That's why they're poaching away. But yeah, like I said, it's just one of those things.
You gotta try something different, man. Fuck that.
But that's my thing.
Yeah.
What usually makes you try something different is if you get fired.
You gotta try something different, man. This shit is. Fuck this shit.
So Wise, what's his name said? Are you done with Kyle? Go back to you done with him?
I just told you earlier. If Kyle don't ask me no shit about Kyle. If he don't hire OC shit, don't ask me shit about Kyle. Look, he's who we got now, and I'm gonna just root for my team. But the whole he's my guy comments, you're not gonna get that from me. I'm just letting you know.
To piggyback off of Wise's comment about having too much. Hold on, let me buckle up for safety. On Wise's comment about having too much as a head coach, right? We know Kyle is an offensive genius, right? We know it. I'll stick to the name because he is. He calls great plays. I'm not gonna flex. However, like you said, Wise, you got too much to think about, and nothing showed me that more than the fact that this man got on the podium and said we didn't know what the overtime rules were, or we didn't review that, or we didn't go over that, or whatever the situation is, my man, you are the head coach of the team. Who else is going to talk to you about, being prepared and knowing the overtime rules and how it works? So while you're worried about being in your bag for your plays and your calling, sir, you missed a vital, crucial team meeting to go over overtime rules. Is that because you have too much on your plate, Kyle? Is that because you're too worried about calling plays and making sure the offense is good instead of being a head coach and not a coordinator? Sir, you're still a coordinator, Kyle. You're still a coordinator, Kyle. And why is no one addressing this behavior? Why? So, Wise, I agree with you, bro. You need an offensive coordinator. Period.
But again, again, it's just going back to the question. And sorry, Rod, I'll let you go after this. It's
No,
the
you're
question
good.
of like we can say that's what San Francisco needs. Like I don't think any of us disagree with that. But again, it goes back to the question of let's go back to the reality of it. Even if San Francisco needs a true glorified, like a true legit offensive coordinator, do you think that Kyle's ego will let him get an offensive coordinator? And again, the answer to that I think is no.
That's
Because
why
he's gonna think he's gonna turn around and think.
Put that aside. I can't. Because at that point, you're telling me you're bigger than the goal at hand. Like, and I can't fuck with that. Like, I can't fuck with that. Like, I'll ride with my team to the end. I'll ride with my team to the end. But if you're telling me you bigger than the goal, I can't get behind that. Go ahead. Uncle. I know what you're saying.
Nah, I feel like Kyle. I think he looks at it like if somebody comes in as an OC and starts calling plays, he will then start to turn his play calling abilities against the OC and be like, I wouldn't call that play because of what this, that, and the third, and I'm a better play caller than him. I don't even know why I'm letting him call plays. As a matter of fact, don't worry about it because you're not calling the right plays. I'm gonna call the right plays. I think.
Bro, look what he did. Look what he did to the defensive. Look what he did yesterday.
I don't even. He can still call the plays, but you got to have conversations with people.
Yeah, right.
You got to have somebody that can talk to you and be like, "Yo, Kyle, Christian ain't touched the ball in 3 plays. This looks like we can go outside here on an outside zone. You might want to dial this up." I don't know if anybody's in his headset saying shit to him. Like that's more where I'm going with it. Like.
He could even come back and say, you know what? Look, I want crossing routes. Pick a crossing route, and then the OC will then pick crossing route plays and call the plays that he wants, depending on whatever the situation is. So if he feels though he wants to take a shot, they want to take a shot. Call a shot, a play that that goes downfield. All right, cool, no problem. And then the OC will then call us a play that's going to take a shot downfield. But he's going to be the one calling the plays. You're just telling me what you want. He can do that too. But I don't think Cal mentally is ready to do that and ready to relinquish command as much as everybody would like him to do.
I can't fuck with you if you can't put it past because it's bigger than just your ego and what you want.
But I keep telling y'all, like, is that the thing? I like everyone knows and gets that players have big egos. I get it. I'm telling y'all. Coaches have an even bigger egos than the players do. I keep saying it. I'll keep repeating it. I'll echo it for the rest of my life. Coaches, like, even though they might not say it, right? They go to they'll go to the press conference or whatever. Oh, this is about players, this, that, the other. No, in their mind is like, yeah, you see how I out-coached that other coach over there? You see how I did that? Mm-hmm. That's how they are. And especially in a lot of cases, like sometimes that helps you win the big game. And also a lot of times that's what loses you the big game. And for Kyle, this is another situation where we've seen it's lost him the big game, right? Like I just, like I said, and again, like that was the thing for me where like I was saying it back when he was the OC in Atlanta, right? That Patriots game, Julio made that big catch on the sideline. I think everybody was sitting there thinking, okay, now I just got to run the clock out. Just run the ball, Boom, Brady loses.
It was a block in the
all
back,
these
by the way,
things.
but okay.
And you said what?
It was a block in the back, by the way. But go
On
ahead.
what?
When y'all played the Eagles, yeah, it was a block in the back, but I ain't gonna say nothing. But go ahead.
I mean, do we want to talk about how we literally gifted you a touchdown right before halftime when we played you?
I'm just saying.
when we played you in the
it was
NFC Championship
block in the
game. I
back.
mean, we can, we
But
can go tit for tat.
I mean, we got it right,
but-
so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know you did. Because
Okay.
we gifted you that game. But my point being is when we played the Patriots in that Super Bowl,
Give it a syringe. Okay.
yeah, we gifted you one.
Either way.
When we played against them in the Super Bowl, the whole thing was everyone like I said, you want to pay attention to the defense, but I'm saying like everything with football, it goes back and forth. Why was the defense out there as much as they were? Oh, because you didn't run the ball, right? Like the game had to look a certain way. You had to win the game a certain way for things to be satisfied. Because so many people are like, oh yeah, when Matt Ryan got the strip sack, like Taylor Gabriel was open. That's fine. Why were you throwing the ball in that case in the first place, though? You didn't have to. You talk about for y'all Super Bowl, you played the Chiefs the first time. Well, Emmanuel Sanders was open. Okay, cool. He was open. But guess what? Why in that case are you throwing the ball like that? You didn't have to. Why? But you had to win, and it had to look a certain way. And that's what I felt like for me again last night in certain situations for Kyle, where it's like the game had to look. It wasn't even a matter of winning. It was you had to win a certain way because your coach's ego said it had to look this way. Am I wrong on that? Y'all disagree with that, or
I'm gonna just say this. I'm gonna
right.
just say this real quick. This were the game where doubt creeped in my head in this game. Fourth quarter, we get the ball back 7 minutes. No, it was like 5 and some change. All we had to do was bleed the clock. And if we was gonna pull the boot out, bleed the clock all the way down. We got down there, didn't bleed out the clock, and left time. And with 15 on the other side, you can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Because all he needs is 13.
Right. And oh my God, it was a third down and I want to say 5 play. And he called some bullshit. And I'm not even gonna say it was bullshit. Spagnuolo sent a blitz. It was a perfectly called blitz.
Shocker. Steve Spagnuolo blitz. Shocker.
Yeah. Hot route was there. Whatever. If you was going, oh my God, just bleed the clock out. And we didn't. And I knew at that point right there, I didn't feel good. I didn't feel good going into overtime. And let me just add, the overtime rule shit, that's just a weak ass. I don't give a fuck about that. If you didn't know the rules, it honestly, it didn't matter to me. If the coach knew the rules, that's fine. The players not knowing the rules. If you gonna play different because of the rules, like, oh, well, I know it's gonna be, they're gonna get a chance too, so I'm gonna play different. Fuck that. I don't even want you on the team. If you're gonna take the ball in that situation, you gotta score 6.
Yeah, you gotta know that we're gonna score 6.
The fact that Kyle said in his post-game well, we wanted the ball third. Huh? Who in that situation is thinking about having the ball third?
So
who thinks that?
Oh my God. I was gonna go there.
That's why I said he said that out loud. I'm like, he said that shit out loud.
Oh yeah, that was an oppressor, man.
Yeah, it wasn't even the fact that you had a Harvard guy, Kyle Juszczyk, come up and say, "Oh, I didn't know the rules." Like, okay, and that wouldn't be the first time I've heard a player, like even before they changed the rules. That wouldn't be the first time I've heard a player actually not know and understand what the OT rules are in the NFL.
Donovan McNabb didn't know it,
but Donovan McNabb didn't know it. There was, I remember we played a tie. This was years ago. We played against the Steelers up in Heinz Field. It was Heinz Field at the time, and yeah, people were confused about what was going on. But that happens. But I've never for the life of me ever heard a coach say, "I was thinking about getting the ball third." I have never heard that.
Never in life. Never. But Kyle Shanahan can say it and get away with it.
My thing is though, Jim, you keep bringing up Brock Purdy in all these situations in which you're saying in here, but you're never holding Kyle accountable, and you're not even our fan. Like I would think at least y'all would be like, "Hey, bro, Real talk, that's on Kyle. That's what I mean by the narrative will always be pushed to somebody else versus the actual person who should be held accountable. People are holding Brock Purdy, a second-year player, accountable in a Super Bowl in the situation where even regardless if he changes the call, it's still to another call that Kyle wants done. That's the second play, regardless of.
But
so at the end of the day, it's still not going to change.
But you know why they do it? And it's the same. It's the same. Actually, it's crazy. And I know, like, at first when I say this, you'll be like, huh? But the same reason why they put blame on Brock Purdy is the same reason why they thought Jimmy G was so good as a quarterback. It's actually the exact same thing in terms of you look at everyone always loves to praise the quarterback or blame a quarterback for wins and losses, right? And so it's, well, hey, we won with Jimmy G. Jimmy G's a winner. It's like, all right, cool. So you think Jimmy G's that good of a quarterback? Let's see it. Let me see. He ain't looked that good when he was in Oakland, right? I mean, not in Oakland, Las Vegas. But it's you look at certain metrics like that, right? Yeah. You look at certain you look at certain metrics like that, and I'm sitting here like, okay, even with Brock, how many times have I told y'all throughout the year? And like this, I said this even before Cam Newton said it. Of like, hey, I think Brock is good, but obviously what takes him over the top is in terms of who he's with and the people that are around him and the weapons that San Francisco has. I've been saying that all year long. Now I get it, because Cam Newton says it gets all the attention, yada yada, right? But I've been saying that. I've been saying that from the get-go. But my thing with it is all of a sudden when it doesn't look a certain way for Brock, because everyone wants to praise Brock for being this and that. Now you want to crucify him. Did I not say like the first two playoff games, right? Should have thrown the pick six against Green Bay. One of the biggest plays of the game that he made against Detroit was a missed interception. A lot of those missed throws and missed plays that he made against Detroit as well. I said, no, there's nothing. Like, I didn't think Brock was off. It was like Brock's just being Brock. Now it's a matter
Brock
of
actually had a better game in the Super Bowl than he did against Green Bay, which is wild. Which is wild.
I agree with you, but what I'm saying is because he lost.
It's not a Brock issue.
It's not a Brock issue.
Oh, no, listen, like I said, I think Brock's damn good. But I'm saying because Brock lost with how a lot of Niners fans just put him on this pedestal because, again, it's wins and losses. That's what matters to them. Right. When he doesn't win, guess who's one of the first people you go after? Brock Purdy. Mm-hmm. And it's not right. It's wrong. It doesn't make sense. It shouldn't happen. But I'm just saying it's happening.
Let me say something real quick to Steve-O's comment. And I gotta really get out of here. He says, who gives Mahomes the ball first and put pressure on the 1.5-year vet or whatever. I'm not mad that they took the ball first, especially the way the defense was on the field for like 7 minutes. I'm not mad at that.
Because they was gashing him. They was gassed. Kansas City was gassed. And I'm like, yo, run the ball. Run the ball. It's working.
So we don't have a problem with San Francisco getting the ball. It's the reasoning of why you got it. You're talking about all saying about the third position, like, huh?
But that's
the problem.
Score a touchdown. Get the
score touchdown.
Yeah.
I put all the onus on my defense. Y'all can go 90-something yards against my defense. I live with that. But at least I played all 4 downs at that position, being that close to the touchdown. I live with that. At least one time run the ball.
And real shit, Steve-O, also, had they gave Casey the ball, Mahomes was going to get 6 regardless. Mm-hmm. But I'll say this right now. I wouldn't have been worried about Brock. Brock was cool as fuck the whole game. I never saw the lights were big for him. That would have been the last thing I would have been worried about was Brock doing some dumb shit. Like, it wouldn't have mattered to me. Like, especially the last shit we just seen the last 2 weeks, comeback drives and shit. That would have been right up what he's been doing all playoffs. Like, so
he didn't throw no INTs either, did he?
No. He did the same. He did the same thing. Like, to Wise's credit, the last drive in the fourth in overtime was what we asked for, Brock Purdy. What we was asking for from Jimmy. Lead the squad down there and do your thing. As many times as we pass.
Be a game manager.
The man passed 38 times.
What are we? Real quick. Oh my God. If they would have just picked up Chris Jones on that play.
Do you know how
If they-
stupid that sounds?
my
I
God.
was waiting. I was just waiting
you know-
for an opportunity to speak because I was going to talk about the fact that they
Brock
did
would have
not
had
pick
that.
up. They did not pick up Chris Jones.
Do
How
you know
did
how
you
dumb
let
that
him
sounds?
just go free?
Of all, like, it's not like it was a blitzing backer. It wasn't, hey, we turned to protection and the DN came off the end. You're saying if you picked up Chris Jones,
Poor communication.
how in the world do you not pick up Chris Jones?
The one guy you don't want to leave unblocked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, of all people.
Can I ask a question? Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
Who schemed up that play?
Oh, it's not the scheme.
That's not a scheme. Yeah, that's not.
That's not a scheme issue. Because real shit, he had Kittle would have at least got the first down.
Yep.
Jennings probably would have scored. And who had Snead on the ground in the back of the end zone, wide open?
Which that would have been his, like
wide open.
That would have been his third or fourth read on that play. You can see like just where Purdy's eyes were. But yeah, no, like there were options to your point.
Yeah, it was there.
It was all the way there too.
Yeah, the protection call.
That was a game ender.
I don't know what it was, obviously. And if somebody missed a protection call, I just don't understand how you leave Jones wide open. And people want to blame McKivitz on that. I'm not even sure. That looked more like a Burford thing than a McKivitz thing. And like I said, I don't know. But he was lined up right in front of you. And you slid to the left. Like
that's what I'm saying. Like he slid to the left in that case, and this is me putting on my lineman hat, right?
Yeah.
He slid to the left because he thought that someone was going to also be sliding to the left with him. So somewhere in there, between the two of them, there was a miscommunication, just a misassignment, and that happens in a game, right? But again, it's the thing of, and so like Go said, Burford admitted it, so that's what happened there. But it's just one of those things where like it's just so funny that we're sitting here saying it's almost like if we were to if Dan and his Rams were in the Super Bowl, right? Like if obviously I think it came down to a fourth down play, basically, right? The Bengals get it, they still have a chance. Rams stop it, they win. Guess who's the person that made the play? Aaron Donald. And I'm sure the Bengals sitting there like, man, you know what? If we would have blocked Aaron Donald on that play, we might have had something. It's like, well, okay.
It's Aaron Donald. Of course you're gonna block him, though. It was Chris Jones. Oh man. But nevertheless.
Yeah. Hey fellas, before you get on, on the East Coast it's 11:01 and it's a school night, fellas. So I gotta head out, man.
Do your thing, man.
I'll let y'all. But hey, Wise, man, keep your head up, Wise, man. Keep your head up, bro.
I'm fine, man. Shit hurt, but I'm fine. It's what it is. It's just a sport, man. It's just a sport. I didn't see Super Bowl losses before in my life.
Yeah,
so.
Me too.
Yeah.
All right,
you ain't lying. You didn't seen 3 straight. Why? You didn't seen 3 straight, bro.
I have. And they all bullshit. They all some bullshit. They all some bullshit. That's the fucked up part. I would have rather just gotten blown out. Like,
of course.
I would just rather gotten blown the fuck out. Like, fuck this. Oh, some bullshit. Yeah, man. Well, it is what it is.
It was a good game. No, I ain't even gonna flex. It was a good game.
It was. I'm happy that it was like a more so low scoring good game. You know what I'm saying? Like,
if I would have spent that 6,000 to go out there, I would have been fucking pissed.
That's just how I think. So like when the Falcons went to the Super Bowl, right? And when it was in Houston. My mom even asked me, she's like, we going? You want to go? I'm like, no, I can't. I was training for the NFL at that moment. So it's like, I gotta stay true to my regimen, right? My workout routine, all those things. But I'm sitting here thinking, what if I did go to that game? If I paid that money or my parents helped pay all that money too, for me to go see them blow the biggest lead ever, that would have just been brutal. It would have been brutal.
Well, there was a 49ers fans that spent his whole life savings to go to the Super Bowl to see them.
Saw that, yeah.
A wise man wouldn't advise to do all that. Like, don't spend your life savings, man, for no Super Bowl, man. Fuck that shit. But
not for no sporting event. Y'all can have that.
And not for the L. Like, you got to spend that type of money, like knowing, like, oh yeah, it's no doubt. Like, it's about 3 or 4 players hurt on their side. We probably gonna pull this one out. Let's go on and pull the life savings out the bank because I want to see my team win. No, my man spent the money and lost.
See, Dan, you know what the fucked up part about that is? This I was knowing. I thought this was it. I was like, we about to kill these. I even said it's not going to go how people think it's going to go.
Those were your words.
It should have gone that way.
It should have went that way.
We were doing what we needed to do.
There was literally only
bad
one reason why I couldn't just like pick the 49ers straight up to win the game. Because I did. I said the Niners are going to win. And again, the reason why I couldn't just straight up say it and do it, it wasn't because of like a straight up like football X's and O's thing. Like y'all know me. That's how I kind of like to make my picks and things like that, right? Only thing I said, the only reason why I can't pick them is because 15's on that other sideline. That was the only thing.
He's a guy.
That was it.
But you know what the issue is? And I'm being a buck on this.
Yeah.
Before Dre Greenlaw got hurt, Nick, we was playing lights out. Like we had Mahomes looking confused. And I'm not talking like we had them literally arguing with each other. That's how good we was playing. Because in my opinion, bruh, defense, they said it's not going to be on us. And it legitimately wasn't. It's just the mere fact of how huge of a loss Dre Greenlaw was. Like, even in pass protection, he was. I did not know and understand how huge of a loss that truly was. Because you remember, Kelsey wasn't getting the ball. Kelsey didn't even have a catch up to that point.
People forget Greenlaw was a safety in college.
Yeah,
right.
He was a safety, so his coverage skills at linebacker are a lot better than your average NFL linebacker.
And he's strong.
Both of your linebackers.
And he's strong.
Let's keep it a buck though. Let's keep it a buck. Like continuing on with this, even with Dre Greenlaw going out, y'all held an offense with Patrick Mahomes leading it.
That's where I was going.
19 points in regulation.
It's still
19 points.
Not even that, Jordan. Not even just that.
Go ahead.
Again, one touchdown. And that was only because they had a short field. Yes. Even after Greenlaw.
So who are we really looking at here? Right? Like, yeah, it sucked to see. I hate seeing anybody get hurt, period. I hate injuries.
Especially the way he went down.
Especially the way he went down.
On the sideline, about to run on the field.
And like,
that's trash.
I
felt really bad for him. I felt really bad for him.
I even tweeted about it. I said, I hope he's okay. And I was like, look, I'm not saying okay in terms of, it's not a serious injury. We knew it was going to be a serious injury. I was hoping mentally, like, I hope he's in a good space mentally. Because one thing I do know, especially as competitive as he is, he's sitting here thinking, you know what? If I didn't get hurt, maybe that game goes differently.
Of course. And that's mentally on you. Because he's going to hold that for the rest of his life thinking, had I been healthy.
Yes. You remember because what Jordan Travis tweeted out when Florida State was not in the playoff. He's like, man, if I didn't get hurt, maybe we beat. It's like, no, that's not on you, man. But I get it. As a competitor, you feel that way.
As a competitor,
you feel that you can't help it. So that was my thing. It was like mentally, I hope he's in a good spot because that's tough. But like I said, at the end of the day. Even with the injury, you hold a Kansas City offense to 19 points, man. 19 points.
Mad.
You got to win that game.
I was mad just reading the text. I was just mad reading the tweets, and I heard Dre Greenlaw limping off the field. And I'm like, I didn't see him get hit. And then they was like, nah, he was running on the field. And then when they showed it, I was like, that's it. I immediately said, that's his Achilles.
Oh,
he looked back. He looked back and was
reaction.
KD. Yep.
We all knew the moment he went down walking on the field. I told people the same thing when I was watching the game. I was like, "Oh, bro, that's his Achilles." He looked back like, "Who stepped on me? Who kicked
he looked
me?"
back. You knew it at that point.
I knew it. I knew it.
Back.
I was like, "Dang!"
Even Fred, like that shit was probably loud as fuck
when Fred had his hands up, it was like, "Uh-oh."
Yeah.
And Fred even said he cried during halftime. Like he was so emotional. You could tell he was trying to play through it, But he knew, he was like, of all games,
Mhm.
and the way that it went, it's not like, okay, he got hit, a contact play, boom, they got him. Dang, that's messed up. Okay. You're standing next to him and we about to run the field for the next play. And you like, what's up, bro? Oh man, I'm out.
Right.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
And just like with this point too, Ghost, I hear you, but remember the Chiefs, they chose to practice outside too, so it's not like they weren't also in wet soft practice fields as well.
I'm not gonna give him this. Nah.
Yeah, that's not
that.
even an excuse to me.
I know.
I don't care about Fields. That
I know. I'm just saying in
Yeah.
regards to just to this point, it's like, well, it's not like
no. I'm agreeing with
the
you.
Chiefs
I'm
weren't
just
outside.
saying, that wasn't that.
He had
Practicing
already
and all that was
had the
nothing.
calf injury. Like it just happened, man.
Yep.
It just happened.
Also, Eagles
Yeah.
fans are trash for this, Christian. That's what they're saying. They're trash for that. There's no karma for injuries. Like that we ain't doing that.
I just hope.
I think that what was real whole shit though. It was
Yeah,
these
that's
other
why
fans that came in.
we don't support injuries on this show.
No.
Like
No,
we
we ain't
don't
doing that.
support
We ain't doing
that. It ain't no, we don't play that, dog. Like, nah. It ain't no karma. Like Eagles fans, you whack for that. Like anybody else, because you put injuries on people, dog. You don't know what's coming your way. Like you don't do that. You know, even in your personal life. You don't wish no injury on nobody, dog. Like it ain't that serious. This is a sport.
Facts.
These people are real human beings. They have real families. They have real friends. They have, you know what I'm saying? Like real lives, dog. So I'm not wishing just so my team can win. That's some bitch shit. That's whole shit. I want somebody to get injured so my team can win. That's some whole shit.
There's literally a
I want to
reason
beat you
why.
with full sprint.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, there's literally a reason why the phrase "I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy" exists.
Yep.
There's a reason why it exists.
I just feel like when you look at how everything went down, and then you have other players like they didn't play, and like what's his name? Cox. Pause. Play for that squad because he is one. Like,
oh man,
you didn't have nothing to say after the game, and then you wait until the soup. Like, I swear on everything, I hate people who do stuff like that. CJ Gardner did the same thing. Like,
he did some hoe ass shit. Like,
well, I've been talked on him.
Shit. Yeah.
I've been talked, but he did that just to get people in his mentions and go, "Ha, watch." Like, I get it. I know your game. That's to me. I would personally. I do not respect CJ Gardner. I don't. None. Because anytime you duck the smoke after you talk like and then want to pop out, I hate them people. I hate that.
We ain't here for that nigga since he got stiffed on by Christian. Like, we ain't here for that nigga for 2 weeks. And this motherfucker.
And then all of a sudden you pop up. I hate people like that. And then, well, I always say this every time. You people that talk all this trash, and soon as we take a L, you guys ain't never around. Yup. You about to make me say something because it's going to get personal and some folks going to take this and think that I'm talking about them. I'm dead serious when I say that. Some folks, they come up with these sorry ass excuses. Oh, this is hurting. Oh, that's hurting. But it wasn't hurting when you was talking all that shit a couple weeks ago. Like, y'all people got to.
That's why
y'all make it so hard for me to talk with y'all, man. Like, I hate that. Like, I hate talking with people when y'all talk all that. Oh, we gonna beat y'all team and da-da-da-da-da. And then when they beat us, y'all sit here, y'all ain't got no words. Everything else is so important. Everything under the sun is so important until you're ready or what. Man. Like, and it be my own people that I be wanting to say that to. Like, shut up. Shut up, man. Shut up. Shut up. Because y'all talk too much for this, man. Take the L, stand on it, show up, take what needs to be done. Y'all don't want to do that, man. I hate that, man.
If you gonna talk shit,
talk, yeah.
You gotta take smoke. You gotta take smoke. Like, you gotta
always ducking the smoke.
You gotta take smoke, man. Like,
also, Ghost, just to follow up on this. So yes, he did. He actually in 2018 had 10.5 sacks in a year. But let's not forget he's an interior D lineman. Like I get it, Aaron Donald's kind of changed the way we look at production, pass rush wise from interior D linemen. But no, Fletcher Cox has been a damn good interior defensive tackle for a long time. So we ain't gonna do that. We ain't gonna do that. The lineman heart in me is not gonna allow for Fletcher Cox slander in that regards. So sorry, go ahead.
Nah, man. I said what I said. That's the part about it. Is when you said what you said, and folks be sitting up here, I can't. Hey man, if you feel froggy, you feel like I'm talking about you, it might be you. Man, I'm tired. I'm tired with that, man. It might be you. And y'all quick to run. Every time it's just, hey man, get some nuts. If y'all gonna talk this talk, get some nuts or just shut up, man. Shut up.
My boy
Shut
Jim
up.
said. My boy Jim said, "While you're talking, break out the VHS tape." While you're talking, break out the VHS.
See, hey Dan, you know what's crazy? I love a good roast. Like, give me something like that to me. Give me something like that, because you know why? It burned. Pause. It hurts so bad like that. Pause
Still
again.
pause. Yeah,
You know what I'm
still pause.
saying?
Yeah.
We pausing this whole portion of it. It's because that happens. Like, y'all just can't. Y'all be too emotional, man. Y'all. Never mind. Let me stop. If you got to question me, yeah, I was talking about you. And I stand on it.
Hit dog will holler, huh, Rod?
Hit dog will holler. I mean, when Mike Epps started talking about Shay, boy, I ain't never seen Shannon Sharp go off on somebody and be like, as soon as I see you, I'm coming after you. Not the comedian, because Shay, we didn't heard a lot of people say that, you're a little zesty, but you always, this is what he say. I don't worry about the rumors. I don't worry about this. I don't worry about that. Mike Epps say 2-3 jokes about you, and my man like, I'm pulling up on you, and you know he got that list. So I'm pulling up on. Damn, Shay. Damn.
Hey, it's
Shay.
real.
What'd he say?
Man.
I ain't never heard a grown man be called Shay before.
I mean, like, dog.
I was like,
we,
you know what? I think he's right.
We as men, we know this, dog. Like Jordan, nobody would ever be like, oh, call Jordan, my big boo bear.
Call him Jazzy.
Call Jordan my big boo bear. Like, nobody, ain't no man being like, hey, bro, call me boo bear, bro. Jordan, what, 6'7", 6'8"? Hey, call me
6'6".
call me boo bear, bro. Boo bear?
Boo bear.
What? You a grown man. You 6'8". Shannon Sharp, dog, is about 6'6"? About 265?
6'3". About 6'3".
And you want to be called Shay?
Club Shay.
Club
Shay.
He put
Hey, keep in
club
mind,
on there.
remember that name though. That's been going on for almost
something.
that name's been going on for almost like 23 years, because like apparently that's what they had.
That's
when he
from
was on the
Ray
Ravens.
Lewis. Yeah, Ray Lewis
exactly.
calling him that. Started
Now, that's
that.
the thing.
And this man said, "Yeah, I'm gonna adopt that name."
Yeah.
Listen, Ray.
No, I'm not.
I don't know if you want to die on the hill of arguing a Ray Lewis name, and there's a reason why I said die on the hill. But look, let's go into this. Final topic of the night, right?
All right.
What's next for the Niners for y'all? Thank you, Wise.
Right on time.
What's next for the Niners, right? Like talking about
Another
next year. Like what?
Hey.
Yeah, go ahead.
Not another disappointing year for your boy here. Nope. I've seen this show before. I was right about Russell Westbrook, and folks wanted to argue up and down about that with me. I mean, granted, he's on another team. They're not gonna win a championship, but hey, that's cool. You can think what you want to think. But now we got this going on with Kyle Shanahan being here. I have zero faith in that dude. Period. Zero. Like it all he did was sign, seal, and deliver the way for me to just go, I'm done with you. Cool.
I can respect
With
that.
me
I can
being
respect
done,
that.
you literally, everybody would literally, I promise you, we would literally have to win the Super Bowl, and I promise you, I would be shocked next year. I would be shocked. So right now, I'm not about to get all my hopes up and rah next year. Like, oh man, this is our year. We start sounding like the Cowboys.
Well, I mean, in terms of Super Bowl appearances,
Y'all can miss me with that.
Y'all about right.
No, we not. No, we
Well,
not.
man,
They don't even
Super
get the
Bowl
conference
wins. I mean,
championship.
yeah, Super Bowl wins. I should have said. My bad.
Yeah, I'm like, no. Yeah, hey, we really starting to do this. I'm seeing
I can
people come in
respect
with
that.
the same talk again, talking about this. Oh, we'll be right back again next year. Y'all do know other teams get better too.
Like the
Y'all do
Falcons.
know that y'all do know that teams are gonna be gunning for us next year.
And that's
And y'all
the
do
reason
know
why.
that teams, yeah, how many teams repeat and go back the
Go
same
back
year
to
other
Super
than
Bowl.
Kansas City?
Exactly.
Like, come on, man. We talked about Philly this year, remember?
Mm-hmm.
We talked all about Philly this year.
Guilty.
And we could have arguably said that, hey, we were surprised Philly barely made it, limped into the playoffs.
They call it the Super Bowl hangover for a reason. And
Absolutely.
that's why I don't remember the last Super Bowl loser to get back. Like since what?
Buffalo?
Yeah, in the 90s. Like, yeah.
Might be it.
Don't hold your breath, man. Don't hold your breath. Like, I'll be honest with you. I'm kind of on some raw shit now. I'm a root for my team next year, but don't shit matter until the
It don't
calendar flip.
matter.
The shit don't matter until
Yeah.
the calendar flip.
It don't
So,
matter.
I don't care what
It
we do
don't
in the regular
matter.
season.
Nothing. None of that.
Honestly,
You see my point, Wise?
look, so
hey, welcome to the club, brother.
I
told y'all this.
I'm gonna root for him, but I don't care. I ain't gonna. Oh yeah, no,
Absolutely,
we
I'm
gotta
root for
get
my
this
squad.
seed, or we gotta.
Yeah, but
I don't give a fuck about none of that. Like, I don't give a fuck about none of that.
None of that matters. None of it matters because ultimately we was the number 1 seed. Where did it get us?
Yeah.
Both times we was number 1 seeds. Where did it get us?
And before I get out of here on that real quick, let me say this. Everything was lined up for this year, and we didn't get it done. Greenlaw got hurt in the Super Bowl, yes.
Also
for
goes
the most
for this.
part,
I picked Lamar, unless you give me Vic with the mindset he had in Philly.
Yeah, we went injury free. What's the odds that's gonna happen again next year?
Mm-hmm.
What's the odds of that? Like,
thank you.
We didn't suffer any real.
These kids ain't getting younger.
Yes, don't get me wrong. Hufanga is a big deal, but that was one. Like most teams, they suffer multiple casualty injuries for the season, and we got lucky, and we didn't do it.
How many more stars y'all need?
Yeah.
How many more? How many more stars? We did this without half these stars. How many more stars y'all need? How many more?
Can't argue that one.
Well, I mean, the other part about it too, like to your point, Rod, it's look at the other side of the field. They did it without Tyreek Hill again. They did it without their starting guard. Like all those things. Like you literally just saw a team in terms of like if things don't go the right way, right? You talk about the receivers and drop passes, how bad they were all year, and they still found a way to make it happen. Everything that went the Niners' way, and this is what I'm saying in terms of like I know like in the moment it's you're kind of like doesn't matter, we're going to the Super Bowl, of like how the Niners and there you go. I knew Christian was going to have that answer. That Christian's always on top of it, man. But the thing for me is like when you looked at the Niners play, right? Like that was what's so shocking to me about that Green Bay game, of like y'all supposed to have everything go your way. You had all the rest, people coming back from injury, and you're still looking like this. Okay, well maybe that's just you had the jitters, right? You haven't played a meaningful game in 3 weeks. Maybe that's what it is. And then you come out against the Lions and you look like this. But still, you survive. You're in the Super Bowl. You're still in the Super Bowl, which is what matters. And because of that, though, it's like that cat finally found his ninth life. That's what it felt like for me watching the Niners play yesterday. And so now that you found it, to y'all's point, it's like, okay, now what? Right? What do you do for that offensive line, right? Like Burford, because I think Burford came in when was it Feliciano, I think, got hurt. Okay, well, wasn't Burford supposed to be the starter in the first place anyway? So like, what do you do? What are you going to do with McKivitz? Like, I'm still going to go into next year the same way I go into this year with the 49ers in terms of my questions of, do they have a lot of talent and enough talent to be there?
Talk.
Yes, they
Talk
do.
Jordan.
Hey, absolutely
Talk
do.
Jordan.
But I'm still going to look at the line of scrimmage, because the other part of it is what I didn't expect to be a question for the 49ers this year was, and that was the defensive line. That defensive line, and like they did a better job in the Super Bowl, right? Like I know Hargrave, he might not have had the stats, but
the front four showed up.
Dominated. Yeah, they showed up, but they did not
Eric
show up
Armstead
all
showed
year.
out.
Yes, but they did not show up all year the way I thought they were going to, right? So now it's
Javon
okay.
Kinlaw
Now we're
played
going
good.
back. He played a great game. So now I'm going back again. Now we're back talking about a 17 game sample, not just a 1 game sample. What are y'all going to look like there? What does that offensive line look like? The same question I had for the Niners going into this year. It wasn't about the quarterback. It wasn't Brock Purdy, this, that, whomever. It was, what does the offensive line look like? I'm asking the question once again going into next year in terms of like, you know, we're having that question of what's next. Because, yeah, talent-wise, Niners got all the talent in the world. There's a reason why y'all both have been in here. And Gina, you know, hopefully, I hope she feels better soon. I know people were asking where she is. Like, she's under the weather. So that's why she's not here. But there's a reason why y'all said
be an interior offensive lineman.
I agree.
I don't care if it's a center. I don't care if it's a guard. It's got to be an interior offensive first round pick. If you got to trade up to do it, do it.
Do it.
Yeah,
do it.
Like the whole again, like
It's
the whole
vital.
reason why y'all had it being like this is I'm going to be on Kyle's head if we don't win it this year. It's because you knew the team was pretty damn good. The team's pretty damn talented.
It was what did I tell you all year? It was no excuse.
And that's the thing, like even like y'all, because y'all brought up Hufanga, and don't get me wrong, I love Hufanga. I think he's a good player, but
we didn't skip a beat.
That was going to be my thing of like
Jair
he wasn't a Hufanga being hurt. Like it was, like, yeah, you missed him, but it wasn't like a man. If Hufanga was there, this play would have happened. If Hufanga was there, that play, no, that wasn't the case.
They exposing this safety like, damn, this kid young. No,
exactly.
He was ready for the moment. He played. He played his ass off. It just sucks when you have a coach that is so arrogant. That is so frustrating to have an arrogant coach not even want to try and attempt like he's going to listen.
That's what I'm saying. They're going to be in that same thought process for me next year as they were this year. Going into next year, it's still going to be, y'all ain't got no reason to not be a legit title contender.
As long as Kyle Shanahan
since Buffalo, man, ain't no Super Bowl losers going back. Just deal with it, y'all. We not going next year. Like, just deal with it. Like, we not.
Don't ask me if I'm all right.
Super Bowl
Don't
60.
Set yourself up.
I'll see y'all then. Like Super Bowl 60. That's the goal. Figure it out to get to 60. Like, what did Dan say earlier? Y'all might want to leave those 50s alone. Maybe that's the case.
Leave the 50s alone.
And you know what Super Bowl 60 is in it's in Santa Clara. That might be the move. That might be the move. Cause
that's right. Well, we gonna win. We gonna win 59 because it's in New Orleans anyway. So y'all can have 60. I'm cool with that.
Yeah. It's just I'm just being realistic, man.
Y'all to be down there.
It's hard to do, man. Especially when you're the Super Bowl loser. It's hard to get back. And the NFC got these young ass teams that's ready. They coming. Pause. It's Jesus. I don't care about nothing until the playoffs start. I'm just gonna be on here like, hey, I hope my team wins.
Totally.
I don't care until the playoffs start. Like, yeah, that's all it's gonna be, man.
Hey, Dan.
Hey, broken, welcome to the club, Wise. Welcome to the club, brother.
They're broken, Dan.
Because I'm with you, man. I'm with.
I don't blame them. I would be broken too, because I mean they had the team to do it. At the beginning of the season, we said this team was good enough to win it all. Period.
Hold on, Dan. Remember to and I'm not bashing him, but I told him this was gonna come back. Remember Wise named all these 100 players at the beginning of the year, and I told y'all, I said having all these players don't mean shit if your coach ain't calling it right.
Mm-hmm.
I knew.
I've been saying it for years, Rod.
Kyle for the win.
I've been saying it for years.
Kyle for the win.
Hey, the only reason I tried to give him, I said, if anything, these stars are gonna arguably overrule a bunch of stuff. They almost gonna be like, look, bro, we gonna run this. We gonna do such and such. Yeah, like I almost thought it was gonna go that way. Not to say to lose the locker room. I'm talking about in a way to Kyle to be like, yo, we need to do this, like they did against Dallas last year in the playoffs. To get to the Super Bowl, to say, oh well, we got in there. I'm listening to Juice, and he was like, well, we got in there, and then it just didn't feel like the way that we were running things during practice. It just didn't feel like everything was gonna go as smoothly. And I'm thinking to myself like, y'all got doubts in Kyle, man, but
Thought we bringing in Eric Bieniemy. I don't care what nobody say.
I agree with you.
John Collins.
I didn't even think
honestly
about that, but I
believe-
agree with you.
I honestly believe Eric Bieniemy would not be a bad OC. He's very
He's
disciplined,
available.
and he would be on y'all. You know what I'm
Y'all,
saying? Like,
you think that wouldn't be somewhat of
It's
thought
sometimes you
for
just-
Kyle?
You just need a different voice in the room. That's all.
But that's my
Sometimes you just need a
point.
different
You
voice.
need it. You need it. Yes, I don't disagree with that.
Yeah.
But you know who has to be open to having that
We
different
know.
voice in the room?
they know.
That's
That's
the
why I
whole
said
thing.
what I said, man. That's why I said what I said. Like,
This is just a reality for some other people that are really figuring out the portion that we get. Like, certain stuff is just what it is, bruh.
It
is what it is.
It just
As long as Kyle Shanahan is there and nobody holds Kyle Shanahan accountable, and on top of that, he just signed a new contract, he'll keep doing the same thing.
You gotta
Keep
remember,
doing
Kyle, like, and I'm not saying this for y'all. I'm saying in general. Kyle's kind of in the savior spot for the 49ers right now. Like,
He
obviously,
is.
I know y'all know how much the Niners sucked before he got there, right? Like, you take out the Jim Harbaugh.
The way he changed the
Moment,
regime
right?
of the team, absolutely.
Yeah, like, so he like I said, that's
building a squad. He
can
knows
do
exactly how to
whatever he
orchestrate
wants to
and do that. Absolutely, because guess what? He drafts good, regardless of what people
does.
Fred Warner, Drake
And that's the thing.
Draft
People
running
got
backs for
questions about that too now, right? Because a lot of people said like Adam Peters was the reason why they got a lot of those good draft picks late. Now Adam Peters is gone. So
yeah,
what's that look
and
like?
It's about to get
Adam
stinky.
Peters drafted Brock Purdy for 49er fans that don't know. It wasn't your head coach. I promise you that. It wasn't John Lynch. It was Adam Peters who went and got Brock Purdy. So good luck with that.
It's just one of those things where like you look at how good that group has been in terms of John Lynch, Kyle Shanahan, right? Like they've had their successes. Isn't it crazy that we're going into, was this going to be year 7 or 8, I think?
Going into
next year. Yeah, going into year 8. And there's still questions about how good are they really. And is that not wild to y'all? Like someone that's been to 2 Super Bowls and was it 4 NFC championships, and it's still like there are all these questions on the table that they have to answer, right? It's like that's crazy.
It's kind of like a relationship. Like,
oh, don't tell me about that.
Oh shit. Sorry, Jordan.
My bad. Yeah. My bad. Hey, but we just gotta keep it real, man. It's kind of like these relationships, man. Like, y'all gotta believe what y'all see, man. Y'all can keep believing that some of these chicks is gonna be as bad as what you think. Sometimes, hey, man, the 10, it ain't gonna work for you. Sometimes a 8 is cool. A 8 is cool. A 8 will get you along in life.
An 8 is solid.
A 8 will get you. A 8 will get you along.
That's what you need in your life.
But y'all be so worried. But y'all so worried about because of the dynamics and the way that Kyle draws up the plays and everything like that. Yeah, he can draw up all these fucking plays, and guess what he producing for me? Not a fucking thing.
0.
But it's a lot of y'all out there, that y'all be hyped and y'all are happy with just, being relevant.
Y'all gotta stop arguing. Like, stop arguing on the shit. Like, it don't matter. Like, stop. I just watching these arguments all day. Like, just looking, I'm like, what are y'all arguing about? Like, for what?
Bro, that's why I don't go back and forth with these people, bro.
You can't.
I really don't.
You can't.
It was like, what's the point? What is the point of it?
You can't, man. You can't, man. It's Shit, it is what it is. But I gotta get in the office tomorrow, man. I gotta get out of here, y'all.
Same with me, bro. I'm on. I just made it to the hotel. I'm about to do what I do, man. I appreciate everybody for coming out. Congratulations to the Chiefs. Sorry, 49ers. Not sorry. Maybe next year or the year after or the year after that.
Super Bowl 60, man. Super Bowl 60.
Or the year after that.
We'll go ahead.
Did you just call us the Cubs? God damn.
Right. The lovable losers. Look, so we'll go ahead and end this now, but hopefully one of y'all stay in here so that way you can actually end the show because I can't end it.
I can't either. I don't have no control.
Dan, maybe you can.
I can end the show, but I don't have no outro.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Rod's here. Rock can end it too. Rock can end it too. So there we go. We love y'all. Appreciate y'all. And just in case you were curious, we're still gonna have shows. Like just because football season's done doesn't mean that we're done.
We got plenty of shows.
Going. Yeah, show keeps going.
Dan want to get to basketball season.
Yeah. And if y'all think Wise mad right now, me and Wise, we should be happy, bro. Look, our teams ain't about to win. Let's just troll these teams that think that they're gonna win, like Dan. Now we can troll Dan for basketball.
I don't think I'm winning. You don't have nothing over here. We all said at the beginning of the season, none of our teams.
Y'all already know my team ain't winning nothing.
The Knicks can come out the East, man. I think the Knicks can come out the East.
We just lost to the Rockets tonight. We just lost to the Rockets.
This man right here, he ain't walking through that door anytime soon in State Farm Arena. So like we ain't going nowhere either.
Oh my gosh. I think the Knicks. We'll talk about it when basketball shit going, but
facts.
I think the Knicks could come out the East, man. I don't necessarily trust Boston. I don't. And Doc, you didn't see what Doc did to Milwaukee. Them motherfuckers are like what 1-7 or some shit. Like they're done.
Fire.
They're done.
Ever since they came out with that Congo line, the day old boy got fired. Ever since they came out with the bunny hop shit. Ever since.
Sorry, Christian. I'm just being real with you, my guy. I know that's your squad. I just don't trust the motherfuckers right now. So
let's ride.
But yeah, on the real, y'all have a good one. We'll talk to y'all soon, man. We'll talk to you on Wednesday. Everybody be good.
For sure.